Hello, everyone, and welcome to the panelists.com Entertainment Podcast. I know it's been a while since we have been on air, but we're back with a new panel. I am your host, the Media Mogul, JaVonni Brustow, owner of panelists.com, and I am joined here by friends of the show, Jae Love from Dallas. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And Chris from ATL. How are you both doing?
I'm great.
Sound lively. So I want to start things off with Caitlyn Jenner, arguably the most known transgender right now. In a recent interview with The Breakfast Club, rapper Wocka Flocka said he feels that she's promoting evil, and her presence on television with her new docuseries, I Am Kate, is wrong and shouldn't be. He said she's been denouncing God and that basically it's people like that who are causing young boys to be afraid to be men. Jay, I know that you weren't really a fan of this topic, but how do you feel about Caitlyn and what Wocka Flocka said about her?
Well, I'm not really here for Caitlyn Jenner at all. I've had her number since day one. But who is Wocka Flocka again, and what is he doing? Oh. I just want to
say that again?
Because who is Wocka Flocka, and what is he doing again? Because I haven't seen.
He's running for president, remember?
Okay, yeah, okay. Okay, well, that's all I need to know.
Yikes.
I take it you're not a Wocka Flocka fan. Okay.
No, not really. He was boring on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. His music isn't really not all that, and now he's just trying to get in some headlines, I guess, by talking about a controversial topic. I don't know. All I know is, okay, even though I'm not gonna say what you're doing is evil on TV, but like all these homophobic rappers need to just be quiet and go somewhere. You sound stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I at least respect the fact that you said that you're not here for Caitlyn or not really supporting, but you're not going to call the lady evil. I mean, that's probably not warranted.
In certain aspects she is, but not for her TV show.
I can understand that.
I'm talking about that particular manslaughter thing she pulled, and decided she's just gonna pay off somebody and get rid of it, like just make it the whole thing disappear. Like she didn't care about how she killed somebody.
Oh yeah, Caitlyn did just run someone over, and
so it was.
I mean, there were issues of. They were talking about she could do life, and I don't think that came up on the show. By the way, I did not see it. I did not watch a single episode. I wanted to. It didn't happen. But I don't think it was talked about. I never heard about.
I thought that was
Caitlyn
one of his kids. I didn't know that it was him.
See what I'm talking about? He paid to have it disappear. There you go.
Wow, because I seen in the headline.
I mean, that's what I was afraid of. No, it was her. She was the one that was in the accident. Notice I'm trying to be.
And what amazes me is that people are so bandwagoning on Caitlyn and just trying to find so many excuses that they even are keep bringing up Brandy and what happened with Brandy. And it's like, that's not even the same situation because Brandy was an accident. Caitlyn was not.
Brandy can't drive, period. But
see, now, Brandy showed remorse. I mean, she had spoken on it. She showed remorse, and I mean, she didn't work for a little while afterwards because, I mean, well, naturally, that's what happens when you kill someone. I mean, you should feel bad about it, and I mean, and Caitlyn has not slowed down whatsoever. After that happened, it doesn't seem to have phased her at all. That's like psychopath behavior.
Exactly.
In my opinion.
So yeah, I've been at Caitlyn's number from day one. So I mean, people are just now finally starting to see her for what she is. But I'm like, y'all, this is why I don't bandwagon. I have my own mind. So.
Now, Chris, how do you feel about Caitlyn? I mean, do you think that Wocka went a little far? I mean, he went as far as saying that young black boys are afraid to be men, as well because of people like her. Do you think there was any truth to it? Did he go too far?
I definitely think, like, you know, Caitlyn or Bruce or whoever everything that, you know, we look at and hear and stuff, it has an impact on us. And I think that for public television, I don't think that would be, like, the best move. Like, I'm not trying to shoot nobody down or anything, but I don't know. I don't know. The only thing I know about Caitlyn, for real, is when I see the little commercial pop up when I go on demand. But I did watch Wocka's interview with the Breakfast Club, and I will tell you, I was hella surprised because I didn't even think that he spoke very, like, intelligent. It kind of shocked me for a second. I don't know if he's doing it for publicity or anything like that, but I don't know. I have to agree on Jay's comments, like, Wocka who? So, because, I mean, you came out the woodworks out of nowhere. And here you go talking about, I mean, you basically might as well be the next Malcolm X.
Okay.
Now, see, I was trying to find out why he was on there. I didn't hear him mention that he was promoting a single or something like that. That's what I was looking for. I didn't see any mention of it, why he was on there. I guess,
well, the Breakfast Club is pretty random. They always have the most random people for literally no reason being interviewed. So that's the Breakfast Club.
Right. I mean, and generally, you do press junkets, and, I mean, you generally have something to promote, like you're working on something. He's in, like, troll territory right now. I mean, don't just go around, in my opinion, just wasting press just for the freaking sake of it. Be actually doing something. So I did feel that, I mean, maybe he's hurting for work right now, hence him running for president. Allegedly, which he was inconspicuously absent from the last two debates. Maybe he'll be on the next one. I don't know. I don't know, but I will say that.
Well, what I do know is I will be running for president as well, and I would really appreciate it if y'all voted for me.
I don't vote for president at all.
Wow, this is a big. This is a big announcement, you know, and for me, you know, it's going to depend on, like, what party you'll join. So take a moment to think about it.
I don't want to be
I might try to persuade you afterwards.
Independent. I'd rather be independent. I don't want to be a part of no parties.
I definitely will vote this time around, though. Anything to get Trump out of office. But anyway.
Okay, that's fair. And lastly, Wocka's been arrested for having illegal guns, various drug charges. So in my opinion, I think that he's setting a bad example for little black boys who don't want to aspire to be anything in life. So, hot meat kettle. But anyway.
You know what? It's kind of funny that you said that, too. It was kind of funny that you said that, too, because he went around and said what he said about Caitlyn. And then when, I can't remember if it was Charlemagne or what's the light-skinned one's name?
Envy.
Envy. I don't know if it was Charlemagne or Envy that said, well, here you are rapping about guns and drugs and all that other type of stuff. And he was just like, yeah, and I'm going to keep on doing it.
Yeah, but, you know, he's just like his mama.
No. That was Young Thug. I think. I mean, you're talking about the other interview? I think
I'm talking about Wocka's interview. I'm talking Wocka's interview.
Yeah, but remember, he's just like his mama, JaVonni. JaVonni is a huge hypocrite, and she is definitely the definition of pop called the kettle black. Like, if you remember, I think about Atlanta's reunion season when Jocelyn whooped everybody's ass, and she had the nerve to say, everybody should get mandatory drug testing going on around here, and I'm like, will your son pass that drug test? Will everybody else on the cast pass that drug test since we're going in on Jocelyn so hard? And, like, when she had that no reckless internet posting thing going on with no RIP, it's like, you promote rappers who are always talking reckless on the internet. I mean, you promoted Nicki Minaj, who is one of the main Twitter bullies.
No, she definitely is. And, I mean,
you're a huge hypocrite.
Made a bit of a point when she mentioned about, you know, drug testing everyone. That may be true. You know, I mean, I've been through this politically.
Yeah, but when she said that, she was thinking about only Jocelyn. She wasn't thinking about anybody else in the cast. She was thinking of only Jocelyn. Like, obviously, it's like, your son ain't going to pass that either. Mimi's not going to pass that. Erica Dixon won't pass the ball. She probably will. But Scrappy definitely won't pass that. We've seen that all over the show. So,
I mean, it's kind of a mute subject. I mean, it's not going to happen. They're not going to do it. Because clearly, I mean, you know, having folks on drugs is good for television.
About how much of a hypocrite she is. That's the only point I'm trying to make.
Now, also wanted to mention that, you know, Caitlyn's ex-wife, which is a bit weird saying that, Kris Jenner, revealed on paper radio that she does not call Caitlyn by her name. And I'm pretty sure that, you know, the transgender community may not like that. But she said that it's strange. I mean, and she doesn't have anyone else to talk to about it. How many people got divorced and their spouse or significant other decided to change their sex? And instead of calling her, I don't know, something else, instead of Caitlyn, she calls her, or instead of saying Bruce, just Jenner. Do you think that is disrespectful? Should she
no.
on the Caitlyn bandwagon?
No. I don't think so.
No.
I mean, she's been married to him for all types of years, and
right.
So obviously she's not going to just start calling him something else. I mean,
right. I may call you.
I do think that she's going to like eventually get there, but it's weird. I mean, and they're a crazy family any damn way. So, I mean, give her a chance to grieve, because I'm sure it is a grieving process. I mean, she said that she was afraid to meet Caitlyn at first. I mean, she brought Kim along with her, and she wouldn't get out of the car for a minute. She left Kim behind, I guess, for moral support in case something happened. I don't know. So maybe she'll come around. But I realize they're humans. I don't necessarily beat up on the Kardashians all the time, Kardashians and Jenners. I mean, hopefully they'll be able to, you know, come to some understanding and be able to co-parent for the remainder of, I guess, the next 12 months or so before Kendall is 18. And then she doesn't have to look at Caitlyn anymore.
I thought Kendall was 18 already.
Did she just turn 18?
Yeah, she did.
Wait a minute. No.
That was Kylie.
Kylie is 18.
Yeah.
Kendall isn't she younger? Kendall's the younger one, I think.
I don't know.
Please tell me I'm right. Someone.
Wait, no, because I think no. Who's the one that the rapper's dating? Who's Tiger dating?
Tiger's with Kylie.
Yeah. Okay.
And I thought she was the older one.
No, Kylie is the younger one. Kylie just turned 18.
Oh, well then, you know, Kris, the hell with Caitlyn. She doesn't have any reason to deal with her. That's not nice. I wish those two a happy, bizarre relationship that I'm sure they're going to have in the future. Now, moving along, the Bobby Christina saga is still continuing on with the aunt Leola Brown. She told Inside Edition, she bluntly put that the death was an inside job, and I quote, that Nick murdered Bobby Christina, and when Nick gets arrested, everything will fall like dominoes. Now, I don't know about you all. I mean, if someone went on television and on video decides to call me a murderer, boom, automatic lawsuit. I'm sorry, you just don't do that. I think it's pretty far-fetched to claim. I mean, what's not really far-fetched to say that Nick might have done it. I mean, Bobby Christina was doing drugs. That was pretty clear, pretty evident by her wearing two different shoes in pictures, and you know, wasting away to practically nothing, it seemed, at one point. But those who do illegal drugs, I mean, you are involved with possibly shady figures, and there's a lifestyle that kind of comes along with it. So I feel like in dealing with those characters, that anything could have happened. I don't know. I haven't done anything before, and if anyone else has on the panel, let's not announce it here. But I do think that it's a possibility. I mean, he could have been a pusher of hers. I don't know. I mean, the spouse is always suspect number one. But how do you all feel? Jay, I'll start with you. What do you think about Leola Brown saying that Nick Brown just definitively killed her?
Okay. Well, I saw that whole interview that she did, and I agree with everything she said aside from Nick Gordon. Because I don't think that he did anything. I think he was just her enabler. Like, he did the drugs with her, and, he was all that. Like, I don't think he actually murdered her. Now, mind you, you think that he should come out and say that he didn't or sue her, we don't know, like, how he's going to handle the situation. We don't know if he's handling it right now. He's deciding not to tell the public what he's doing right now. Because, I mean, if he didn't do it, I mean, he can obviously, that's obviously proven. But, I mean, it seems like they just want to, Leola Brown right now, she just wants a scapegoat. She wants somebody to blame for Chrissy, whatever they call her, passing. So, but if I'm thinking, I don't know, if I was going to blame anybody, I would blame Pat Houston. I don't know, because she just takes too much advantage of stuff. So, who's to say she might have taken somebody? Because who's to say she has control of the will next?
Yeah, I don't like Pat.
Because the fact that she eerily died is very similar to her mother. Somebody did, like Leola Brown, somebody did want them, both of them dead. They're more useful than dead than alive. So, somebody wants that estate.
Yeah.
And the one that seems to be benefiting most out of it is Pat Houston at this point. I mean, we all know she sent Jet in there to take a picture of Whitney in her coffin. And I'm pretty sure she did the same thing with Bobby Christina. So, because someone took a picture of her while she was in her coma.
She even looked like somebody who would do some low-down stuff like that. Hattie Mae.
Yeah, and I remember a long time before Whitney even died. Well, I think when Whitney first died, because I'm friends with a very huge Whitney fan, and he was just going off on the phone with me about Pat Houston. Like, Whitney Houston fans do not like Pat Houston. Like, they never can like her. So I'm like, that tells me right there, that's a problem. Because these fans be knowing about their faves. Like, they be having feelings. Like, even if they don't know the whole story, they have these vibes. Like, I swear, like, I can't get into this because, my friend is a creative designer in the industry, and he told me some stories about the whole Carrie Hilson versus Beyonce thing. And let me tell you, some Beyonce fans do not know nothing about what's going on. But trust me, they don't like her for a good reason. They have the vibe. And trust me, Carrie Hilson is not she's a bitch, and she deserves all the evil that the Beehive gives her. That's what I'm going to say about that. But,
I mean,
like, I heard the whole story. But, yeah. So, yeah.
Well, see, no one seems to like Pat Houston. I mean, all the fans, nobody likes her. And I could be wrong, but didn't she plan, I think it was it a Hello Kitty themed?
The Sweet 16 theme at the wake or something
like
that. And that's when Leola Brown
I was going to take it there. But a Sweet 16 themed funeral? Number one, she's over 16, so I don't see the relevance of that. And that's kind of crazy. I really feel like you have to be a little nutty to think of something like this for a funeral.
Christina never had a Sweet 16, but the whole reason she never had a Sweet 16 birthday party was because Whitney Houston put her in rehab at the time because she was storing coke or something like that. So Whitney had put her in rehab when she was 16. So that's why she never had a Sweet 16 party. So, but I still don't get what's the point of it now. But you could have given her 2 years ago or something like that. Like,
I mean, it's kind of awkward. I mean, I love the idea that they wanted to give her the Sweet 16 party that she never got. But she's dead now, and that's not what we do at funerals.
Okay,
I mean, and it upset everyone. I mean, well, not everyone, but it upset people because it caused some dissension during the funeral planning. I mean, I would be upset about it. Number one, if you told me that you were planning a funeral and it would be Sweet 16 themed, I would try to have you committed and find out what your medication schedule is and then have it reexamined. That is pretty insane.
And remember, I think funeral is it. I think the only reason anybody should be having fun at the funeral is if they're at their ex's funeral.
I mean, what happened to just everybody wearing black and just a funeral procession going in? I really think that's sufficient. I don't know. That's just me. We don't. I mean, black people. We're already known for throwing scenes at weddings and funerals. So it's already going to be a show. You don't need to add to it with the production. And predictably, as you all might remember, there was a scene at the funeral where one of the aunts, I don't remember her name, I think it was on the Brown side, I don't remember, but where she was thrown out or escorted out of the funeral because she had to get up and make her announcement about you are wrong and Whitney is going to haunt you.
That was Viola Brown that got kicked out. Wasn't that Viola Brown that got kicked out? And she's Whitney's sister, I believe.
I forgot who it was. I remember that it was an aunt. I just remembered. I forgot which person it was, though.
Yeah, it was definitely Viola Brown that got kicked out. But I think she's on Whitney's side. Cause she always says that she's Whitney's sister, so I assume she's Whitney's blood. But, yeah, she's the one that got thrown out the funeral.
Okay, and she is the one who pointed out that Pat was
everybody's wrong
raising money for her charity during the funeral arrangements. And she was saying, don't give her a red cent. And that is just inappropriate to be doing when you had a family member die. It's not the time. You all have money. It's going to be covered. What are you raising money for?
Right. Now, my question is, who benefits out of it? Who gets the estate now is the question. That's my question. Because if we're going to put blame on Nick Gordon, does he have benefit over the estate now? Because if not,
you know, Jay, I thought about that. I really, really thought about that. And for real, I thought that would have been some of the reason why, like, Pat and Bobby and everybody is so against him and saying bad things about him because, you know, he has a share.
Also, he must really have a share then.
I think so.
I mean, they were definitely trying to keep him out of things. That I definitely know. But he has one strike against him, which I don't know if you all remember. He took a picture of himself aiming a gun at the camera, and he tweeted it, telling the family, I think specifically an aunt, it's so many damn relatives, I can't remember everybody's name, but he did aim the gun at the camera and said to leave him the F alone, I can recall. So that's not really going to play very well. I mean, that's, you know, first impressions say a lot. I mean, they didn't like them together, and instead of, I guess, introducing himself or something, that was his way of responding by threatening with a gun. And so, from what I remember, that was kind of what started a lot of it because he had a restraining order put on him after that. And I can't really blame them for doing it because if someone sent me a picture aiming a gun, saying the gun is for me, I think that a restraining order is pretty appropriate. And so that was talked about, the restraining order, all through the time she was in the hospital. He wasn't really allowed around, and people said it wasn't right that he couldn't come. But he had a restraining order, and they didn't explain why he had it. The restraining order was put in place because he threatened him with a gun. So he does share a little bit of blame, and I mean that really doesn't look good.
Yeah, but at the same time,
defending yourself against murdering someone when there's a photo of you pointing a gun.
I think
that doesn't really explain that he would have murdered.
I think there's two sides to every story, and I mean, from me taking a look at it, I would. How would I say that? I think he got fed up. Like, you guys don't like him and the girl together. Then you're making up stuff. You're saying random crap. It's just like, that's tiring. That drains somebody. That will drain the hell out of anybody. And it's like, when you get to that breaking point, especially if something that's not so good going on around you, you just do dumb shit. And I think him pointing a gun at the camera and doing stuff, that wasn't the smartest move, but he's tired. He's tired and he's over it. Yeah. So as far as him murdering her, I don't believe he murdered her. As them doing drugs together, of course. Who doesn't like a good smoking buddy? But I don't think he murdered her.
More than smoking.
I know. I'm just trying to keep it good.
Okay. Well, she get what she gets from her mama. I mean, don't say to Whitney Houston, like, she rest in peace. I'm just saying.
You know what? I died on this conference.
It's such a sad story of those two. I mean, I
think
really,
the rest
I don't
of
know
that family need to, stay out of bathrooms.
I mean, that's so weird. I mean, I'm
just
still.
Deodorant and
I know it's been said a million times over. I think that maybe she had a conscious decision that she wanted to go out like her mother, sort of.
I believe that.
I mean, she might have taken some type of drug cocktail and then decided to get in the bathtub. I don't remember if they said that there were any toxins in her system or when she passed. That part, I don't remember. But, I mean, I think that she could have very well, could have been premeditated.
Wasn't there like a third person in the room when she died?
I don't think that there was. I don't
remember
recall
they said
that.
like Nick Warren had a friend with him or in the house or something like that. I don't know.
Well, I know that he said that he admitted in court that they had an argument, and right after the argument, or shortly afterwards, she got in the tub, and that was the end of it. And so there are people reporting that, like, he's kind of admitted some form of guilt. And, I mean, as I see it, now I've been in briefs with people, in some kind of public, whereby I would find out later that the person had contemplated suicide. Now, that's not something I'm proud of, but if they actually went through it, does that mean that I killed them? No, I mean, just because we have an argument and you want to go and off yourself or something afterwards does not give me sole blame. Maybe for putting you in the wrong state, but your coping skills are on you. That's your issue on how you handle stuff. I did not have anything to do with it. I didn't make you do it. And if by chance you got upset and started drinking or whatever, probably more than drinking, then that's on her. I don't think that an argument before is an admission of guilt, which I just saw today like several times over.
I could see it as guilt. I could see it as a little bit of guilt, because if you're fighting with somebody who is not that stable, and
that's the full question of what the fight was about. Because if the fight was that bad to make them, like, everybody has fights, but what was this fight about?
Right.
They wanted to enter that tub and do that. So.
Right. So when you have somebody who is not that stable and who's already thinking about doing crazy stuff as it is,
that he said he was going to break up with her. Maybe he was leaving her. I don't know. And he's not telling us that. Maybe he said something like he wasn't going to be around with her no more or something like that. Or maybe he said he never loved her. Who said what he said to her? If they had this big argument.
Yeah, and I mean, life moves very fast for them. And the thing that gets me, she had a beautiful house. That was a beautiful home that she was in. I mean, she was raised by music royalty pretty much. I mean, I think that there are some in this generation who wouldn't really look at Bobby as that, but I mean, he had a heyday. Right. I mean, but he had a heyday, and they were essentially seen as that. For a stretch of
this is a generation that thinks that Nicki Minaj is royalty.
Right. But my point being, she had a good future ahead of her. And, I would follow her and I said, there's so many things that she could do. I mean, I heard her sing with Whitney on Good Morning America. No, the Today Show, when she was trying to do her comeback. And they said, well, she didn't really sound like she could sing, but she could still do something. Obviously, being her daughter, she could do something. And I'm like, what in life could be so bad? I mean, but they're human, of course.
You remember when she decided to go in on Angela Bassett?
Say that again?
You remember when she decided to go? She was going to go in on Angela Bassett.
Oh, for doing that documentary
to play her mama in that Whitney biopic. She called her Angela Bassett case and said she looked like a man and blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay. Well.
I mean, I still try to realize that they're human, and I haven't lost.
Wendy and said she hadn't heard nothing about that. Like,
that's shameful. I hate when you say something that's documented, Twitter or video or whatever, and then you go and act like it didn't happen, as if we do not have receipts.
Right.
No, and that's for receipts these days, man.
She never heard what Bobby Christina said. That's what Angela.
Okay. See, pay attention, Monty.
These old celebrities, they don't seem to be on Twitter like that.
I mean, as for her being upset about her playing her, I mean, number one, I would
not have pulled off the reason, I don't know.
I mean, I guess it would be flattered by it being done. I mean, there's always there's opportunities for a story to be told by different people. I mean, she's Whitney Houston, so it's going to be told again.
And again, it's a lifetime biopic.
I mean, I don't know about being all up in arms about her interpretation of her life, but I mean, that's her mother, and she has the right to be upset and take it as she pleases. I did not watch it. I saw images and saw how angry everyone got over it, as every other Lifetime biopic, recent celebrity biopic that's come out has been.
People got mad over the Whitney one.
I take it you saw it, Jay?
I saw the beginning of it, and the beginning threw me off because it was I remember the beginning she had met Bobby Brown, and then but she was asking him if she wanted to throw some lines with her, throw some cork, and I'm like, the media always made it seem like he got her put on drugs. So is that something that I'm missing? Because it seemed like she was already doing that before Bobby even came into the picture, as far as the movie was concerned. So that part of it already threw me off. I'm like, let me not watch this. I'm confused. So I turned it off.
Chris, did you see the Whitney biopic, the Lifetime one?
Did I see it? Did I see it? What channel did it come on?
I think it came on
Lifetime.
I think I did. I'm pretty sure I have.
I mean, I didn't. So,
wait a minute. Was this the one? Was this the one? Well, these brain cells, they come and go. Is this the one that everybody was fussing about because it was just a lot of stuff wasn't right about it?
That was the Aaliyah one, the one that Whitney Williams produced.
Okay.
Yeah, I never heard anybody go in on the Whitney one. I didn't hear nobody go in on that one. Actually, not a lot of people watched the Whitney one. From what I remember, it didn't pop. It didn't blow up my new feed.
I remember that there were objections over the people who were playing them, saying they didn't necessarily look like the characters.
That was the Aaliyah movie.
Okay, I mean,
they had that light skinned girl. They had the light skinned skinny girl playing Missy Elliott in the '90s era. They had a light skinned guy playing Timberland. They had that Aaliyah girl looked nothing like Aaliyah. It was just like, okay, well.
Well, hey, I'll say this. I'll say this. I mean, I don't like the channel, period. Everything that they put out is completely insane. I've gone through this on a previous show, and I said, any woman who would actually sit and watch, because it's Lifetime, it's the Women's Network, who would actually sit and watch this stuff, it's crazy. Every film that they have is it's about how a woman was abducted from her husband and children and taken, and someone's repeatedly trying to rape her, stab her, and knife her up. All of that stuff. I mean, I'll never forget seeing one where a neighbor kept trying to cause this woman to have a miscarriage, and he would appear in her window while she was showering, just some kind of way he's just there trying to trim hedges and whatnot, and it would scare the crap out of her. He was always scaring her. He would always just appear. No woman needs to see that. That is horrible. And the biopics, I wouldn't expect anything better from them. I guess I'm just biased. I don't watch the channel.
You are very biased. You are very biased.
And it's made for women, so I guess I shouldn't be seeing it anyway. It's not made for me. I swear, I cannot look at that channel. It's like the most annoying thing on television. No woman should look at it. It's like Martha Stewart. You could have 2 days to do what she does in 30 minutes, and then you wouldn't freaking come close. Now, you all saw that a picture of Bobby Christina in the casket recently sold. The National Enquirer purchased her casket photo for $100,000. And just who do we think actually shared that photo? Who would the culprit be? Who do you think might have done it, Jay?
Who shared the Whitney photo?
The Bobby Christina one that actually just sold a couple of days ago. It went to the National Enquirer for $100,000.
Who else do you think it was?
Something is wrong with that family. I mean, Pat seems to be the one that everyone claims to be money hungry.
Who else is money hungry in that family? Like, we not seeing nobody else. I know it's not Bobby Brown. He's barely even around.
I mean, he broke down recently. I forgot where he was performing. Atlanta, maybe? I don't remember. But
he spoke like 2 times about the whole thing.
I mean, he kept taking breaks in the middle of his performance, running out off stage to cry and hug his brother, I think it was, brother, cousin, something like that.
Okay.
I mean, that's his daughter. For all the things said about him, I think he loved his daughter. Even an absentee father is going to feel something when their daughter dies. So I don't really like to see some of the negativity said about him and his parenting. I guess I have some nerve because I've made some comments. But I think he loved her. Just the same. And whoever sold the photo is the devil. And I don't think that needs to be said about the National Enquirer because I think it is implied that they are the devil for willing to purchase the photos.
The National Enquirer is so full of shit. I can't with the National Enquirer.
Exactly. The person who negotiated that purchase is also equally the devil as the person who took the photo.
Pat Houston, this is for you. Because we all know it was you. So. I don't care what nobody says. That was Pat Houston.
You really believe that, don't you?
I really do. I can't think of nobody else in that family. I mean, it seems like Pat Houston's the only one that's so quick to try to make money off people's death. Like, I remember when he first died, she decided to come up with that reality show. I didn't watch it.
I forgot about that she was the originator of that. I mean, I would like to know, I'm pretty sure that she was paid well to manage Whitney. I don't really recall hearing about her having financial issues really in her last days. Do either of you?
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, I never heard about it. I mean, I would imagine, and I don't remember her complaining about what she was being paid. I mean, I just know that her father, I think it was Whitney's father, who he also worked with her kind of in a management capacity, kind of, something like that, or previously. And he sued for something like a whole $100 million. A lot of damn money to sue. But he said that he would drop the suit if she got her life together. But that was the only reason why he was doing it. I don't know if you need to do that as an example. I don't know. I don't have children. So I guess I can't really judge his parenting style. You know, Chris, your dad, I mean, huh?
Nothing.
Okay. You told me don't do that.
I was just
saying, I mean, would either of you, like, as in the role of a parent, I mean, would you, if your child, you know, acted up, say, hey, you know, you're out of control, $100 million lawsuit, or get your act together?
A lawsuit?
I don't know. I think there's probably a better way of handling things.
Yeah, your child is never too old for them to get beat at all.
Well,
You say your child is never too old to be beat?
Never.
Thank you. I'm always saying that. That's what my friend said. I know someone, she has a child my age. And she has a couple of younger kids, and they're mouthy and whatnot, and I don't like beat them. And she's like, oh, someone told she's too big to beat her. She's almost 30. I said, so? And that doesn't mean anything. Someone's under your roof, you can beat them.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I have some agreement going on. So this week we had Iggy Azalea. Something else with her. She's just a mess. The girl is a mess. Her management needs to take her phone, just like Chris Brown, delete her Twitter, and only tweet for her. I'm sick of it. So her mentor, T.I., rapper T.I., had said that he basically wasn't messing with her anymore. He wasn't going to deal with her, for various reasons, because of her behavior. And he essentially was just going to fall back. Instead of handling this by, picking up the phone and calling him and saying, hey, what's going on? She handled it like any other professional artist would do. She got on Twitter. And her response was, well, that's news to me.
Okay.
Then he found out about that. He recently came back on radio to clarify the comments, and he said that they're still close. He gave her the quote-unquote little sister designation and said that his words were taken out of context. But he didn't really negate or object to any of what he said as being true. He said that over the years that the direction that she's gone in has kind of changed. And he cited her beef that she had with the rapper Q-Tip. I don't really remember the argument, but it was something about cultural misappropriation, which everyone was going on her about. And instead of really addressing it, she was laughing, saying, oh, ha, I guess it's just a cool thing to not like me these days. And my issue, I guess, that I have with her is that the girl just goes on Twitter and she is whining every day. Every day it's something negative all of the time. I just saw her excited about having some show in some other country, in Vegas next month. That's like the most excited I've ever seen her. She just got married to an NBA player, engaged to an NBA player. The guy seems to be doing well. He's got money. He was reached out to by the friggin' Australian Olympics, or Australian team, basketball team for the Olympics. She has a lot going for her. She's an attractive woman. Why are you going on Twitter and just bitching every single day? It just leads up. It contributes to the argument of, her being negative and her career being in the toilet. Because if it wasn't, you'd be happier. Did either of you all see this? T.I., what am I going to call her? Nicki Minaj. T.I., Iggy Azalea, mini beef that went on this week?
Yes, I did. I'm a huge T.I. fan. Let me say this. Okay, I'm surprised he didn't do this sooner. Because let me say, this girl is always beefing with somebody.
Always.
It's always somebody.
Beefing.
Out of Q-Tip, you got Snoop Dogg, you got Nicki Minaj. She was on Twitter beefing with Papa John's. Like, are you serious right now? Really?
I didn't know that. What was going on with Papa John's?
I guess she ordered online at Papa John's, whatever, and like a dumbass celebrity. I don't know what celebrity does this, but she gave her real phone number to the store, I guess, and then she opened the door and took the pizza, whatever, when they came. Now, the dude obviously recognized it was Iggy Azalea, so he gave her phone number to his little sister, and his little sister texted her. So Iggy went off. Like, she wanted to be a little diva about it, and she went off about the Pizza Hut. And when Pizza Hut said they apologized and they talked to the worker, Iggy wouldn't let it go. She kept talking and tweeting about it. And then she got even more mad that Papa John's was ignoring her. So it's just like, okay, for a whole week she was going off about it.
beefing with Papa John's, really?
With Papa John's. Yes. I'm surprised P.I. didn't let it go at that point. But I'm like, it's always something new or something with her. It's always a problem with her. So on top of that,
do you remember that last year? This was right around, one of our many race riots we've had recently. How just in the middle of it, she was in the grocery store with a friend, and her friend got into it with, I guess, someone who worked there, and she spit at him, and they were laughing about it. I mean, that's pretty disgusting. And I want to say that the person might have been black, because I don't know if that just contributed to it, at the fact, this white girl spitting at a black person. But I could be wrong. I don't remember. But still, the act of, so you have a customer service dispute, and I have them. It happens to all of us. I mean, and those who work in the grocery store, I mean, do we really expect such courteousness from people making minimum wage? I mean, we should get it, but, I mean, hey, this is what you're dealing with. And to handle a dispute in a grocery store by spitting at someone and then you think it's funny, and then, of course, it was recorded.
It was her friend that spit on. But yeah, but Iggy was like, oh, I hope I hope you die. And she grabbed him with a shopping cart. And I was like, celebrities.
I mean, your friends are a reflection of you. Right. I mean, that's how it's going to be played. That's life. She didn't do it, but unfortunately, that's the case. I don't ever recall hearing her apologize for that. But I feel like he should have a long time ago just done the Chris Brown treatment, because he was right after the Rihanna incident. He was on Twitter just flipping out, just all the time. His manager would go and delete tweets. He would get started again. They'd delete tweets. They would delete the entire Twitter. Then he would get another one and start it all over again. And it would here we go again. The cycle continued.
Yeah, but Iggy doesn't apologize for nothing. So I mean, especially when after Azalea Banks made everyone hate her, like it's just like her career's been gone ever since. And like, and not to mention Azalea Banks.
Iggy?
No, yeah, when she made everyone hate Iggy when she went on that Hot 97 interview and was talking about how Iggy appropriates black culture and blah, 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 and like everyone jumped on the bandwagon because everyone already hated Iggy to begin with. And like, not to mention, it's not even worth the trouble anyway because Iggy doesn't even sell music, so it's like, T.I.'s not making that much money off of her. She's had one hit. So what's the whole purpose of it anyway?
Man. I mean, but you build a brand, you build an image, and I felt that she had what it
Brown, you say Chris Brown. Chris Brown already has a career. He already has platinum albums and stuff. Like he can afford to ruin his career. He already has money. He's making money. And he's not really doing anything. So it's like, what's
I mean, and came out of the woodworks beefing with people. I mean, there's such thing as a healthy beef. I mean, other rappers will say that. 50 Cent says that. Like, it was a business strategy, in part, to have a beef.
Yeah,
and like, he will continue.
Nicki Minaj thing. Okay, we get that. The Nicki Minaj thing, fine. But now it's just like every time someone, like, you got to beef with somebody. And how the fuck was Papa John going to benefit you? Like, how the fuck was beefing with them going to benefit you? Like, really?
And here's the thing.
A box of pizza.
Being a PR communications person, like, that's my realm. And a long time ago, someone should have stopped her in the Twitter. I've had people where, like, I had someone I was working with, and he was going back and forth with someone on Twitter, and I was texting him, stop it. Okay, he kept doing it. I called him. I called him over and over and over and over and over and over. Like, stop it. Stop it now. You keep it up, you're going to be in the paper for carrying on like that. Someone, I don't know why no one decided to rein in on her social media behavior. This is why you have publicists and whatnot. But what do these people do anymore? Because I really, truly am starting to wonder if they have anyone. Because, I mean, they're having free reign to do whatever on social media. No one stops them. No one corrects them.
Well, as far as
and that's really part of what helped take in her career. As I said, all the negativity. It's nothing but negativity around.
What I don't get is because these celebrities, their PR teams are telling them they're not allowed to have Twitter, period. So I don't even know why they even have Twitter to begin with, because they're always told they're not supposed to be on Twitter, tweeting, and all this other stuff. So I don't even know why these PR people are letting them get away with having Twitter.
I mean, there's a true benefit to it. I mean, fans like to interact with folks. They really, really like it.
And then earlier this year, Iggy Azalea, she was so sick of the negativity, she said she was quitting Twitter. Whatever happened to you quitting Twitter?
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, I'm not a quitter, and I never encourage anyone to throw in the towel, no matter, I'm pretty tough. I am pretty tough, and I have a sharp read or two, always up my sleeve. But I'm never going to tell someone to just retire or just, throw in the towel or just give up social media. When I saw that, I said, oh, no. I was like, don't give up that easily. Come on now. Don't get run off of there. Give it to your manager to do. But don't, she's always complaining. And again, she's a beautiful woman, I think. And she's a lot of things going for her. And I think that it's possible to, maybe restore her image. For one, she has to shut up. Just shut up.
I don't know if her career can be saved at this point, because it's like everyone don't even like her anymore. I don't even know.
I mean, and there were all these articles about, this article saying about her pronouncing her career dead, or saying what happened to her. I believe, America gives second chances, and we love a comeback story.
It's crazy how her career fell off so fast. Like, she fell off quick.
And it really, in my opinion, happened with, Azealia Banks, professional troll du jour. That's all she does. I mean, she was talking about her and, stealing black people this and whatnot. And I think that Azealia, I wouldn't pay her attention. I think that she needs medication. I would never respond to her. She makes good points. I've had this debate. I wouldn't pay her any attention. I mean, she got into it with a blogger. She was talking about, how we contribute to white America. Oh, but you just posed nude for Playboy. Isn't that owned by a white man? Hypocrite much? But the timing of when all of the negativities happened and backlash to Iggy's name was during, again, many of the race riots and stuff going on last summer. And people they wanted some sympathy from her, because you're here to be a part of our community. That was the perception that people were giving off. I really don't believe in that, but, you have to cater to your audience. Your audience feels that you should show some sympathy, that you should, say something in support of just what's going on, just something, and she didn't want to do it. And it's like, it's not my responsibility. The more that she refused to comment on things, and that may not be your thing, black issues, hey, she could just be a rapper, and I'm totally fine with that. I don't believe that any genre of music is strictly bound to one race. I think that anyone can come in and rap and whatnot. But if people are upset at you for not speaking, you don't have to speak. Tell your publicist to write something for you.
And now Iggy tweet for you. Iggy has.
And that's all. That's totally disingenuous, which is fine. Nobody has to know they wrote it, but that's how you handle these things. And the more that she refused to address these black issues, the worse it got, and people just started hating her, and she became a punching bag. It was easy to point blame at her. I think it was that time period. And we don't have a riot going on now. Hopefully we won't have any more anytime soon. So I think that now that that's cooled off some, that she could maybe build herself back up.
I don't know about that. And then, she thinks she's very surprised that she really thinks she's bigger than what she is. If you saw her tour, because I bought tickets to her tour. And let me tell you something, because, I always like to do the meet and greet things. I was checking her meet and greet, see how much it was. Can you believe this whole charged like $550 for a meet and greet? I was like, $550. You have one number one.
For like everyone in the room?
No. Yeah,
or was it just like a VIP section or something?
But the VIP
or select people.
Celebrities, they have that meet and greet. They meet with you before the show and they take a picture with the fans, that. So yeah, that was $550.
And what do you think it should have been?
Well, considering
$20, if that.
Well, no.
What did you say, Chris? How much?
She said $20. I say over $100.
You know what?
Maybe $100 or something. Well, you know Lady Gaga, she actually charged $25 when she first came out. Actually, if you knew that. But yeah, I say $100 because Tamara Braxton, she charges $100 to for a meet and greet. So I say Iggy Azalea, brand new.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, I mean, yeah, they might be around the same.
I mean, $500. That's like what? That's like maybe $100, like $500 less than what Mariah Carey charges in Vegas to meet her fans.
Yeah, 500 is, well, Mariah, in her defense, is like 45.
Yeah, but she's an icon.
So I mean, prime Mariah and now Mariah's a little.
We're talking about meet and greet. How much it's worth to meet you? It's not really worth a little less than Mariah Carey to meet Iggy Azalea. Like, who would really, like, take a picture with Mariah Carey?
I accept that. Point proven.
Okay.
You know what, Vonnie?
$500. You know, sometimes you throw something out there to see if anyone bites. Maybe the end result, it didn't actually cost that much.
Nobody would buy her tickets like that. So, obviously, she was way too expensive to be a brand new artist. But everyone was like, no, thank you. I even said no thank you to that meet and greet.
Vonnie, I like this guest you got.
Thank you. Well, I'm glad that you like my choice. It's good. And so, moving along, in the interest of time, got a little bit to go. Chris Brown, he was just awarded joint custody of his child, Royalty.
Hallelujah.
Which I actually like that name. I mean, it beats North.
Well, I'm playing the Chris Brown name. You didn't even name her, so.
So, the joint custody might actually, there's a chance that it could be revoked or, overturned, something, because Chris Brown, while in court that day, at the last minute, he was called for a surprise drug test by his baby mother's attorney. Now, knowing Chris Brown, his urine could probably burn a hole in a cup.
Oh, God.
Don't do
Lee.
So, sorry. So, I mean, there's no telling what could happen. Like, I mean, we don't know, the end result, like if he were to pass it. I mean, the purpose of why they asked for it. But pretty sure it's to influence the custody hearing. Is that playing dirty? I mean, divorces and custody hearings are dirty. All's fair in divorce and breakup.
Nadia knows she ain't getting no money out of nothing. She's getting that $2,500 that she's big getting, and that judge said, no, I'm not giving your ass not one $16,000 a month because you don't need that. So now, like, it seems like, which is I love it. I'm like, it seems like the days of women getting pregnant by rich men for money are over. Look at Ludacris, Usher, and Chris Brown now. See, y'all gonna learn today. Stop getting pregnant with these rich men because it's not gonna benefit you no more. So,
how do you feel about this child custody hearing, Chris?
How do I feel about it? I mean, I don't know. You're going to have to edit this, too.
That's okay. Now, I'll say this. My opinion, be it, gold digger, whatever, or good mother, $2,500 I really don't think is a lot for child support for the mother of a celebrity's child. Because there's such thing as wanting the child to live in, to be in good living arrangements. The child is not going to go to public school. That's really not conducive. I don't think he wants that. Well, I mean, and $2,500 a month, actually, if you were to calculate that to the end of the year, equates to private school, period.
Yeah, but she's not broke.
And maybe
She's married. She has 2 incomes.
Yeah, because
she's not broke.
No, but I'm saying $25,000-$30,000 a year is the cost of private school.
Yeah, but
and that's the entire $2,500 a month. So I think, in my opinion, at least 4. I think that 4,000 is a decent amount. I mean, to make sure the child is in school, that the child has something to eat, transportation, and contributing to where they live. Do you want the child in the hood? Do you want the child? I mean, so you send the child again to school, $2,500 a month. Should the child eat? Is the child walking home? I mean, so in my opinion, I think that is a small amount of money.
Well, I have a question to his baby mama.
Well, I think it could.
What were the living arrangements? How were you supporting him before you even figured out that Chris Brown was the daddy? Because she thought the 2 other guys was the daddy first.
That's true. I mean, the mother does have.
So how are you?
You have your responsibility, but at the same time,
it seemed like you were supporting her very well before that. So it seemed like she was being supported either way. So like now, all of a sudden we figure out Chris Brown is the daddy. Now all of a sudden we need all this money.
Yeah, I think some baby mamas they're just.
He's trying to keep the child.
But see, that's why Chris Brown wants.
He's trying to keep the child a secret. As well.
I think he was.
I mean, and to want the child to be public, the existence of the child to be public.
Yeah,
I don't really think that.
No, and let me tell you something.
I don't think it's a gold digger move.
No, think about this. Think about this. She fucked up her husband because she was giving her hush money, and she fucked that up when she decided to give the story to TMZ. So she's just money hungry. He was giving her hush money, and she decided to fuck it up. So.
Right, and it's just like you were.
No, what he was giving her before.
Yeah, he was giving her hush money before Karrueche ended up finding out about it because she told the baby mama told TMZ. So like she was getting a lot more money before she decided to snitch. But now that she snitched, Chris Brown was like, I'm not giving you no more money because unless the court tell me because you snitched and I lost my girlfriend and everything because of you. So nope. I mean, I'm not saying that that's not a bad thing because Karrueche should have been left. But.
Right.
I mean, this is just her breaking point because now she's dead serious. I'm not coming back to you no more. Everyone thought it's just a matter of time before Karrueche comes back. All she had to do is think about royalty. Oh, well, I'm good.
Oh, because wasn't it about that time period, by the way, when the revelation of the child, of this left child came about, that Karrueche, I swear I hate that name. I'm going to call her Karrueche, okay? That's what I'm going with. Because I'm not going to go by Coochie Train or whatever. Didn't Chris Brown hide in her back seat? Remember? When he jumped in the car and rode around with her against her will, just to talk to her to try and win her back. Remember?
Okay, now see, Chris Brown did not. Chris Brown said that she was told by his friends that she was going to be there and that she wanted to talk to him. So he said he was set up. So he came in there with the intention, with the thought that she wanted to talk to him, but then was obviously surprised when she didn't want to. So yeah, he said he was set up by his friends because his friends told him that she wanted to talk to him, that she wanted to work it out and stuff. So he just had to odd surprise. He was like, "What are you talking about?" Yeah, so he said he was set up. He said he never actually stalked her. He was just told by his friends, which I believe his friends are really not his friends. They also just did that so they can get into the club that day because they obviously knew, well, we're going to quit with Chris Brown, so we're going to get into the VIP. So.
Oh, just to get in VIP. Oh, that is just messed up.
It is messed up. I mean, we all know Chris Brown, and plus we all know Chris Brown's friends are the ones that, robbed him, had his auntie in that closet tied up and shit. So. Chris Brown just needs a whole new people.
I mean, remember his mother was saying, she said that he was around gang members and whatnot, and she said that his friends were the cause of everything in his life. I mean, I think he was photographed with throwing up gang signs.
Exactly. I don't know why Chris Brown thinks these are really his friends. I'm like, why don't you go broke tomorrow and see how many of your friends are still around?
Well.
If Chris Brown were to go bankrupt tomorrow, like he was about to have the Tony Braxton Secrets era, then let's see what happens.
Lord, poor Tony.
She's doing good. She's doing good now. She's doing good now. She's an
good now, but I'm saying, I mean, before she kept making bad business decisions. I mean, just God, it was Oprah had shamed her. She was like, "You have Gucci swimwear? Even I don't have Gucci swimwear." And she said that she felt bad about it, and it was a bad, management deal.
I think it was all about the management. I think she was caught off guard about that. I don't think it was bad business decisions. She just wasn't getting any money.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen her explain it, and that was it. I mean, she might have negated some of her,
I respect Toni Braxton.
Involvement. Also, many people are just excited to have a deal. They're just,
I respect Toni Braxton, though. Hold on. I respect Toni Braxton, though, because unlike TLC, Toni Braxton didn't place blame on anybody. She blamed herself and said that she took responsibility for what she did. TLC wanted to blame on, Pebbles did this and L.A. Reid did that, and we were just kids, so we didn't know any better. They just took advantage of kids. It's like, you were 17. You knew right from wrong. So how the fuck are you going to blame Pebbles? They got the whole world going in on Pebbles, got her Twitter mentions in shambles and shit. Come on,
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. When she gave them the picture of her giving them that Corolla.
Yeah, so
Pebbles a happy gold record.
Pebbles had to go on Wendy Williams and spill the tea about, I never kicked Chili out of the group. That was actually T-Ball and Left Eye. Since y'all want to freaking, lie, let me tell y'all all the tea.
As she should. As she should.
So I'm like, y'all trying it for too many years. Now I'm going to really going on y'all. And then, Pebbles' daughter wants to
also, so this week, there's a video of Chris Brown allegedly throwing a woman off of his tour bus during a music video shoot that he was having at a club. I mean, so first he was on Twitter. From my understanding, the timeline of events, at first, when it came out and he was like, I'm being accused of something where there's no video evidence, but they won't go after the real criminals like the ones who broke into his home. And then the video evidence came out like the next day. Like, okay. I haven't heard anything else about it.
The girl herself didn't even say that was Chris Brown. She said she was thrown out of the car. She said she thought it was Chris Brown. We don't even know who it was that threw her out that bus.
Really?
She said it was Chris Brown?
She thought.
So
he's being investigated for third-degree assault. That's pretty serious.
Well, I don't know how far she's gonna get because she was on his tour bus. I don't know how far she's gonna get with this assault charge. Because you got on his tour bus and was filming stuff, so. Which I don't think warrants anyone throwing off the bus. But I mean, when groupies, y'all come near these celebrities, their bodyguards or whoever, they are going to beat your ass. They're going to fuck you up. That's why they have bodyguards. You can't just be coming that close to these celebrities. Like if you saw let's say if you saw Jennifer Lopez in the airplane at the airport right now, you just ran towards her. What do you think her bodyguards going to body slam you? What you gonna do, sue?
Okay, like that, the uppercutting bus driver. So you going to jail now?
He got from that. That's not the same situation, but yeah, he did. He threw off that bus, knocked her out, but she spit on him though. So I mean, did she spit on him and hit him? So he was warranted of what he did.
Oh, I would have lost everything that day. I would have lost my job, my love for Christ. I would have lost my bus driving license.
And I
think that is rude.
Did he lose all that? That was a civil rights movement punch. That was a fucking that nigga. I was like, what? Okay. You going to jail now? You going to jail now?
That was just YouTube. That made YouTube history there.
Wasn't it on World Star?
That was epic. I mean, but there's an appropriate way of handling those.
Let me tell you what made
Listen, there's an appropriate way of handling, those who intrude on space. So, I mean, there could possibly be a debate about that, about, whether it could have been handled differently. For example, what about Kevin Gates, who, how many times does he have to beat up people on film?
They stop supporting him?
I mean, for him to get backlash. I mean, he's punched out men and women several times over. Nobody talks about it.
How about y'all stop going to his shows? How about that? Why y'all even supporting this bitch?
Pretty much. I mean, for kicking a woman in the face. I mean, even Chris Brown didn't get on video doing all of that, and he still didn't get nothing near same level of backlash. Obviously, they're not the same level of celebrity, but still, I mean, a video of a rapper kicking a female is pretty damnable.
All she did was touch his leg. It's not like she grabbed him or something like that. Like all she did was touch his leg.
I mean, and then he didn't. Not only did he not apologize, he went and wrote a song explaining why, further elaborating it. Not only do I not have remorse for beating this woman, I'm going to tell you why I did it. No.
We know what you did. We know why your dumb ass did it, because she touched your leg. You crazy bitch. You need to be in jail, and that's it. And I hope she sues you for every time you die.
I hope so as well. And let's hope that Chris Brown didn't throw this lady off that bus. I
don't think that was him. I think that was somebody else.
Let's hope that he, gets a fair amount of judgment. I mean, he's had a hard time, even though I feel like he's responsible for like 84% of most of what happens to him.
No, but that was not Chris Brown that did that. He's not that stupid anymore. After the whole Rihanna incident, I'm sure he thinks twice about putting his hands on women ever again. Because after that whole Rihanna incident,
didn't he say? Hasn't he said that he has? Is he bipolar?
Yeah, he's bipolar.
Okay. Hey, they do a lot of stuff now when they get off medication. I don't know.
Yeah, but that probably wasn't him that did it though. Although in Miami though, he did snatch that girl's phone one time and just drove off with it because she snapped a picture of him. So he definitely don't like people snapping pictures of him for no reason. I just don't know.
Wow.
I just don't think that was him that threw him off. Yeah, like it was down in Miami at some club, and she snapped a picture of him outside the club because she saw him. So he grabbed the phone in her hand and just drove away. I forgot who he was. I think he was a tiger. He was a tiger.
All right, the Nene Leakes, she has recently revealed after quitting the Housewives of Atlanta that she would like to join the Beverly Hills Housewives. I think that considering how she was scheduled to have a show with Kim, which was only going to exist given that she stayed on the Atlanta Housewives, and when she quit, they also canceled her spinoff. I don't think that she's probably in the best of graces with Bravo. So to think that she's going to go and jump over just to another franchise, or willy-nilly,
Kim?
I don't know about that. I mean,
Kim's Zodiac?
And everyone, there's no, Beyonce said it best. No one is irreplaceable. If they have to bring in a truckload of women.
You mean Neo said it best.
I mean, just as Nene had said that they have to bring a truckload of women to replace her, if they have to bring a truckload of women, you are replaceable. I don't think that anyone should be holding rank like that over people. I mean, and even though she's good for television, she has been the cause of negativity on the show. And all the drama that happened, anything that was going on, she had something to do with it, some kind of way.
Yeah, but Nene brings, she's the reason that Atlanta Housewives was, the highest rated of the whole Housewives franchise.
Pretty much.
And she wasn't the only one getting paid $1 million per season. So, I mean, if she wants to go to another, I don't know if she'll get paid the same amount, but, because Beverly Hills don't get the same ratings. But, who watches Housewives of Beverly Hills? Come on now.
As far as ratings, I don't have that memorized.
Does Nene even live in Beverly Hills?
I haven't heard about that one. I mean, at least it's not been on the chopping block to be canceled. I'll at least say that. Like, D.C., of course, immediately was. Florida or Miami was close to being canceled, and New York was close to being canceled. So at least it's still on without any threat of being chopped, to my knowledge or from what I've seen. But do you think she could operate over there, because she's been said to give advice to which one is it? The one with the British voice.
I don't watch that one. So
on the Beverly Hills Housewives. I can't think of her name. She's the older, conniving woman And I see that when it was revealed that Nene was giving her advice, I said, it all makes sense now. Because she shares that same Nene bitchiness. Just from a richer Caucasian perspective.
I can't see Nene in Beverly Hills, period, much less with a bunch of older white women from Beverly Hills. I don't see it. I just don't. You're from Georgia.
I would like to see her try it. Like, I mean, just like now, she's quitting for one season. She didn't say she's never going to come back. She said she wants to do something else.
As
and
a
I
guest
actually
appearance.
think,
okay, yeah, maybe be a guest appearance, like Shar Jackson on Hollywood Divas. Be a guest appearance.
because they normally try people out. Like they tried that with Marlo, and nobody liked her. The cast didn't like her, which is why she didn't
Speaking of Marlo,
come back. It was weird. Like,
Atlanta Housewives.
Just didn't like the woman.
And Sheree's coming back to Atlanta Housewives, too, so we're going to see how that goes. We already heard that she's throwing water on Kenya Moore live.
Kenya Moore?
Kenya Moore live.
Kenya Hormore. The harlot of Atlanta.
She doesn't even live in Atlanta, so she doesn't even live in Atlanta. Like,
Silicone booty.
I heard that in Atlanta it's like a very small circle, and like
no one's ever
seen Kenya. Yeah, and no one's ever seen Kenya. The one that thinks she looks like Beyonce. No.
But listen, I've been through it. Listen, I've been through this. I love Kenya, and I don't mind being lied to. Like, I always say that. I don't know. I'm in a fake town, I guess. I mean, D.C. politicians, everybody lies. I don't mind being lied to. Just make it believable. It doesn't bother me at all. And to be quite honest, there were stories about her owing people all over L.A. and whatnot, and she needed to do something, for a quick coin. So she made up this story and the boyfriend to come to Atlanta. And, hey, if that's what it takes to get your career back together, if you have to have a storyboard in your bedroom and every night you're going to write out what you're going to do for 9 episodes, to have a storyline, even though you're not running a business or you're not doing anything but meddling in other people every week while auditioning all over the place, if that's what it takes, hey, more power to you, because it still takes money. She still had to have a little bit of something to even pull.
When I scratch up my $20,000, I won't tell that.
So I'm just saying, more power to you. If that's what it takes, to get from point A to point B, I'm not going to knock the hustle.
Mm-hmm.
I live for the underdog. I always have. And, if that's what it takes, then, so be it. Jay, I understand that you are not a fan of Team 12.
Beyonce.
Yes, Beyonce. No. Keonce. I caught that shade. I caught that. It's Keonce.
Rocky Road Pace.
Even trying to think, what is the Brandy Glanville? She was talking about her on Brandy Glanville she's the drunk, the resident drunk on Beverly Hills Housewives. She's talking about Kenya and her attitude, and she just was like gesturing her face, and she's like, and just the dark makeup. I do remember seeing, and she's a model, she was. And she was on the first time on, what's the show? On, whatever Bravo's, Watch What Happens Live. And I knew it. I immediately checked her mentions. I checked her name, and everyone was talking about her makeup and being dark. And I was like, but if you're on a show like that, can't you just put out a tweet for someone to do your makeup? Or maybe she got a bad one. I don't know. It shouldn't be hard to get people to do stuff, but you could have gotten a bad amateur. I don't know.
I say
I don't know.
She should lose her peach. That's all I'm saying. Egypt she should lose her peach.
Say that again? She lost what? You think she should lose it?
Yeah, Egypt should lose her peach.
Oh, come on. She's been like the excitement.
She doesn't even live in Atlanta.
So? So remember, Nene actually got guest bloggers for her site. I was like, okay, go Nene. And one of them was saying about her how she lived in Detroit. I don't buy that because I don't know. I'll say this. The blogger said she lived in Detroit, but she had a house in L.A. that she was selling. I remember she tried to sell it for
something that you rented, but okay, go ahead.
Well, wait, no, I'll say this. She had a house that was on the market. It was sold. I remember there was all these stories about it, years ago. She was trying to sell it for $700,000 to $800,000, and I think it actually sold for around $5. Like I've seen a listing, that someone had posted of all the stuff that was in it. And it wasn't really a grand house. And knowing her, that's not something that she would totally brag about, which is why I believe that it was hers. And it was, things were listed, credited to her name at that address. Anyway, she's trying to sell it for, 7 or 8, sold for 5. And so, she came to Atlanta, I guess, take all that money, pay people off, fun a little bit in Atlanta because, it's not hard to stunt down there. Some people do call it Stunt City. But does she really live in Detroit? I mean,
well, she definitely doesn't live in Miami.
I don't know if I buy that.
No, because Atlanta's a very small circle, and like nobody's ever seen
very
Kenya
small
before.
Very, very small.
And nobody's ever seen Kenya before. Like even something that everyone else has seen, everybody else. From Cynthia Holy, you've seen Portia, you've seen Phaedra and Apollo, before he went to jail. And you've seen everybody else, but you've never seen Kenya.
No.
I mean, come on now.
Apollo. When I hear his name, all I can ever think of is that episode when Nene was teaching the girls exercise lessons, and Nene went and threw her legs up in the air and spread them open, and she was like, come on, Phaedra, call him, Apollo, oh, Apollo. And I remember how weird and bizarre that was to see her calling the name of another woman's husband.
That's another thing Kenya is so delusional about. When she tried to play the whole victim, like, oh, Phaedra had one thing and she was a whore. I'm like, bitch, we thought you were before she said that. We saw you flirting with Apollo from the very get-go, and y'all were in the pool together and all that other shit. And you asked Phaedra, like, oh, who would you like? What friend would you have a threesome with Apollo or something like that? And I'm like, how Phaedra didn't give us that impression? You gave us that impression. So how the fuck you playing victim? I mean, Phaedra. Let me shut up. Because Kenya kills you. Kenya kills the fuck out of me.
So hey, Nene may no longer be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and but that has not stopped her from throwing shade. She described the other women as being thirsty chicks.
I mean,
is that necessary? Can't you just go in peace? You have money, you got your Trump check.
No, let me say
be happy.
The fact that they're bringing Sheree back, though, I'm like, they should have brought Sheree back when Nene was on.
Are they really bringing her back, though?
Yeah, they've already.
Well, Nene said that all the people who, all the rumors about all the people that they were bringing back, they were all lies. She said all lies. It's just to get people to tune in. And I know Sheree's actually specifically called out Maya Scott, and she said she will not have a peach. I'll tell you that.
I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about Sheree. And I don't remember the report that Sheree threw water on Kenya. So Sheree.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that report. You're right. Yes.
Yes.
No, actually, I've been saying for the longest they needed to bring her back because not many people are capable of getting under her skin because she had just gotten to a point. And remember when she had to come back to Atlanta before. She was bitter about her career, and she just was fighting with everybody else and just making fun of all the other women. And I said,
hungry.
She was totally being a bully, and I was like, okay, they need someone to knock her down a couple notches. And the only two people who are capable of doing such would be Kim and Sheree, because she had completely lost it with those two. Remember Kim? She was like, we'll never be friends. Remember that when she got all up in her face, and Kim was like, what are you gonna do? Hit me? And she said, I will. And then there was that famous look of shock that she gave that went viral afterwards. And Sheree can read. Okay, somebody needs to, step her up because, she's been missing some coins lately. Fund her a little something to get her up to par with the rest of the women, just to get her through a season. Because, the girl can play a role, and she can read into the floor. Remember when she got into it with Marlo? She had touched on something when she said, oh, you were returning stuff to Neiman's. That was it. The rest was completely inaudible.
Vonnie.
Those two rid each other for filth. So if they bring back Sheree, they need to bring back Marlo. And make sure that Nene is going to be a guest.
Vonnie.
Yes.
You've been talking over me this whole time, and I'm just trying to talk.
So yes, go ahead, Jay.
Keep going.
Like really, I've been like calling like hello. Okay. Like I was trying to say, okay, before just Snooty came at me, I'm like talk over me. Anyway,
I resent that name.
I don't because it's very fitting. But anyway, like I was trying to say. No, I say they should have brought Sheree back when Nene was still on it because the only people that could ever read Nene was Kim and Sheree. Like you remember when in the first beginning of season 4 when Nene and Sheree were talking about that scam artist. Like, you know, like Sheree went and read the fuck out of Nene and Nene had Nene walking out and shit. Like Sheree and Kim, they both knew how to get Nene together. I mean, unlike this whole Kenya Moore lies who really thinks that she be trying so hard, but it's like Nene always gathers you. Just like Phaedra. And, it's like Nene is definitely the queen of Atlanta Housewives when Sheree and Kim and all of them aren't on there.
Yeah, I think the original cast, like, well, with the exception of, you know, some of the others, like the big girl, remember her in church and her pastor? I don't remember her name.
And
I don't think anyone
because
remembers
she's
her
on
name.
Hollywood Divas now, thinking she's an actress or something of some sort, which just like...
I did not look at that. The big woman? I keep calling her that.
Yeah, I definitely watch Hollywood Divas because I love Countess Vaughn, so and Maya from Gold Girl.
I really want to, I want to see it, and it's just, I don't know why, I just never looked.
Yeah, but you got Lisa
Wu, and hey, blogger, et cetera, I can't.
People, I mean, Lisa Wu, like, she's the only one who has no resume. Like, you have Lisa Neal, who's now on the Hughley. You have Paula J. Parker from Hustle and Flow. You got Countess Vaughn, who's been on Moesha, the Parkers, all that. You got Golden Brooks, has been on Girlfriends. But Lisa Wu, it's like, what have you done? I mean, and then Housewives is not really...
Wasn't she a realtor? Yeah, I could be wrong.
Okay, but I'm talking about what have you done, like, in acting. This is Hollywood Divas. Who cares about real estate?
Right. I mean, that's just the first thing that comes to mind, as I recall, because I thought that she was... I don't know what that's about, but anyway, she was a realtor, and she... I don't know, they lost the house, they moved into their guest house, I think, something like that. Well, I don't know anything. I'm not aware of her having a resume. You know they always have to throw somebody in there just for the friggin'
well, Kenya
just for the friggin' sake of it. Just like what's her name from Destiny's Child, who wouldn't even sing.
Savia.
Remember her?
Oh my gosh, yeah, what was looking like, what the fuck? Okay, well now I see why Beyonce fired you. Now we know why. Beyonce wasn't being spicy, you just can't sing.
You know, it's not so much that she wanted to be the star. I mean, she just was put up against non-star material, apparently. Which reminds me when Nene used to talk about Candy. Okay, Whitney Houston.
Candy, her voice is kind of annoying to me. I don't know why people think she can sing. I don't think she can.
Oh my God. I don't know why all these girls...
I don't know one except
here.
Anyway, so.
Even the producers shaded Candy. I remember the first time that she sang on the show, she was performing in a club, and they showed a sneak peek of the performance, and she was singing a cappella, and it automatically looked like it was going to be a disaster afterwards. That was how they intentionally set it up. And then the performance came, and it was perfectly fine. Shade.
Oh, and I heard bad reviews about her the Benjamin Candy, her sex toy storyline or whatever. So I heard it was giving people blisters and stuff. I don't know how true that is, but people were getting blisters and bleeding off of her sex toys and stuff. So.
Well, wait a minute now.
Which is probably why she's not talking about it.
Wow. I don't know what to say. I don't think I've ever heard. I mean, I'm not, forgive me for not being an adult toy aficionado. I don't know. Well, I've never heard of a story of them giving Blisters, what? I mean, did they check the sexual history or the disease history of the person who made the claim?
Well, it was more than one person.
Are you sure it was from the toy? I'm just saying. I don't know.
Well, it was more than one person, though. But I heard they were, like, very cheaply made or something like that, and that's why.
Wow, you really made me want to. I want to look into that one.
Yeah.
And lastly, did anyone hear Beyonce's new single? Well, first of all, did anyone, like, before I mentioned it to you all, had anyone heard that she had a new single? Did anyone know? Okay. I mean, someone had.
It just doesn't blow up my feed like normally Beyonce would. Every time she does something, it blows up my feed, but this time it hasn't. So.
Yeah, did no one like it or something? I mean, have we seen, like, responses? I haven't. I mean, like, I'm even on Google News and Bing. I don't see it topping anything, like topping the, trending topics or any of that. I don't see people tweeting about it. None of that. It's very weird. This is definitely a new day in music when Beyonce no longer makes headlines. I've been saying it for years.
People are so upset about Janet Jackson's comeback, obviously, because nobody seems to care about what Beyonce doing right about now, which I think is good because I'm so sick of Beyonce. So Janet Jackson, thank you God for coming back. Really, thank you.
And I've always said that since Rihanna's umbrella, that Beyonce has played second fiddle, that starting then, there were the three big singles artists of Rihanna, Katy Perry, Gaga, and those three were taking over all the press. Rihanna made news every time she stepped out of the door in her clothes, and Beyonce's here in the T-shirt and jeans. I mean, I think that I've consistently seen a decline in her celebrity since then. I mean, she's big. There's no denying that. She's clearly a bigger artist than all of them, but that doesn't mean that, I mean, you've earned your place. That doesn't mean that you are going to be the hottest thing talked about every day. I think that day is long past.
Beyonce's getting
evidenced
older.
by
She's sitting up there
small print. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm saying, no, because Beyonce's getting older now, so she's pretty much getting into the whole, her time is passing, right along with Mariah and Janet and Britney Spears and all of them. She's getting into that category with, okay, you're older now. So now the younger girl's out now. So Beyonce, you're pretty much, your hype is dying out. You're like 33 now. Mariah and Janet and them, like, we're still high at that age. But as soon as you hit that 40, you're going to be done. It's going to be just like them, releasing music and it don't sell. I mean, Beyonce's albums is actually not doing as good as Mariah and Janet's were at her age. So, because Mariah was still sounding pretty good at that age.
I mean, I also feel that you have to think about it. I mean, even though it was a big thing for her to do that secret iTunes release, there's something. I mean, you would not do that if you had the chance to do a regular major release and it do well. You would not take that type of a risk if something was wrong.
If you think about it, that was actually a reason for her to actually try to sell more, because if you notice that all her albums sell less than the previous one. So, and 4 already struggled as it was, so she was not about to sell less than 4. But it's like you can't keep.
Yeah, I mean, so of course, different format, and the story gets to be on how well this did.
And not to mention the way her release, her iTunes thing was sold was that you had to buy the whole album to even listen to anything. So Beyonce knew what she was doing. She forced people to buy that album pretty much. Because had she released it the way she released 4, it probably would have sold less than 4.
I think I agree.
Yep.
Now the song itself. Go ahead.
I didn't say nothing.
No, the song itself, after listening to it, I could see why it wasn't talked about very much. She's been going through this phase for years, since the I Am album, where she said that it's more to her than Sasha Fierce. And I'll never forget the reviewer who said, no one cares about Beyonce. We want Sasha Fierce. And that's how I feel. And it's like it's a bipolar thing where, I mean, that album, that dual album of, you know, up-tempo Sasha Fierce and then Beyonce, I mean, she even had to ask the green light. What was it green? Damn it, I don't remember. She was wearing a green dress. That was it, in some slow video that she had for that album that never, that video never materialized because it was that damn dry of a song. She keeps saying that she wants people to know who she is, but the slower, more intimate songs tend to be boring. And I believe in the reviewer that people want Sasha Fierce. They don't want you. And the more she keeps trying to shove it down our throats, the worse it gets. I mean, like the Ave Maria that she had on one of her tour DVDs, like I actually laughed at. It just went on for so long, and then she started singing in, I don't know what language. I'm not going to embarrass myself and guess. I forgot.
Please don't.
Italian, I think. And I was just like, really? How long is this going to go on?
I still say dropping Matthew. The Beehive can say what they want. Dropping Matthew was her worst decision ever.
Dropping him?
Yeah, when she fired him for whatever reason, because he cheated on her mama, whatever, because he had a baby, I don't know. Either way, that was the worst business she ever made was dropping Matthew Knowles. No, she hasn't won
that, and I don't like her being used for her husband's failed streaming music service by being an example when he goes around saying, hey, artists aren't making enough money. Artists aren't getting a large enough percentage. And you need to sign up for my music service and pay double what you would everywhere else because the artists aren't getting enough. Well, boo-hoo. Forgive me for feeling sympathetic for someone worth $500 million who isn't making enough money. Oh, I really feel sorry for you. Not. It's the stupidest argument ever. And for him to keep saying it, and then he would go out and bash black people for supporting Apple and all these other services.
This is where I go with when Nicki Minaj said about those, where she compared her, like she said that, Taylor Swift, she dragged Apple Music and we got praised. We, black people release Tidal and we get dragged. I'm like, well, Taylor Swift's thing about, getting paid was not overcharging her people. That's what y'all are doing. Y'all overcharging us just so y'all can get paid. Taylor Swift just wanted to get paid. She didn't say overcharge us or take away our trial. She just said, I want to get paid while they're on trial. That's all she said. So I can agree with Taylor Swift. I mean, the basketball can call me a cool and all they want to. I'm not just signing with her because she's white. I'm signing with her because Taylor Swift's idea of getting paid was not to overcharge us. I mean, Jay-Z, the best way you can come up with of getting paid was to overcharge us black people, but you're mad because we're not going to let you do that? You sound fucking stupid. You are worth $625 million fucking dollars. Are you serious right now? Because, bitch, when I'm fucking hungry after I give you that $25, are you going to fucking donate? Are you going to give me some money? Are you going to wire me some money at Western Union? Nope, didn't think so shut the fuck up. I'm not going to contribute to the Blue Feed Ivy Fund. I'm not going to contribute to that. I'm not feeding that. I'm not giving you that no money for that damn child, especially when you came and comb her hair. I'm just saying. Sorry to say. Sorry. Goodbye now. Bye. I'm not contributing to Beyonce and those tired-ass, musty-ass leotards. Really? She wore that same leotard since 2008. That same leotard since 2008. Come on. Stop playing.
Beyonce and those musty leotards. Yeah, and you know how she can't wear the butt pants with the onesies.
And she just had that festival the day after her birthday. Me and her got the same birthday. It was the day after our birthday. She did that festival, whatever the fuck it was called. And then everyone was saying, so I saw a thumbnail. I didn't watch it. I saw a thumbnail. She had a leotard with these blue boots on. I'm like, is she still wearing a leotard? Okay. I'm like, I wouldn't even bother watching it. I'm like, I wouldn't even bother. Because it's the same shit over and over again. The same shit.
I mean,
like I don't know why her fans are they feel they're so warranted in trying to drag Janet Jackson's new tour. But I'm like, okay, but Beyonce, y'all been saying the same shit since 2003, and y'all talking shit about Janet Jackson? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Janet's the original. I wish her...
Mariah Carey has no voice no more. Okay, well, at least, she's giving us something different. She's giving us new music, and she gives us something new when she gets on stage, a new outfit or something. But that's the beginning of the same outfit ever since 2008. And you got the nerve to come from Mariah Carey's vocals. That's fine. At least I'm getting something brand new when I watch Mariah.
I mean...
Hello. I mean, her voice may not be what it used to be, but hey. I'm more entertained watching Mariah than I am Beyonce. Because, again, if I want to see Beyonce, I just watched 3 concerts ago. It's the same shit. Come the fuck on. The same twerking, the same. And I know some rats that twerk better than Beyonce. Come the fuck on. You were.
Oh, not comparing Beezus to hood rats. How dare you?
Beezus? Okay.
The Church of Beezus. That's right.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, that's your business.
Blasphemy. I know. God forgive me. So, the song, pretty underwhelming. Run In, Lose It All. It sounded kind of like, I don't know. Rihanna had that slow song that she did recently where she was singing in the bathtub that was really popular. It kind of sounds like that. I could maybe see it being a pop hit, maybe. But it was just too boring, and I hate those songs.
Rihanna's time seems to be fading her dance stuff because her last 2 songs haven't went #1 like they normally do. So it seems like Rihanna's fading away too, but her consistency has stopped.
And she has this album that's just this make believe album.
When the fuck is R.A. coming out? When the fuck is that coming out already?
She did say that she made a statement on it. She finally addressed it. And I believe her words was that it's coming. When?
Haven't you been talking about this for like 2 years now? Like, when?
That's
coming soon was wrong.
Coming is subjective. Remember Timbaland said, was it Timbaland? No, I'm confusing him with Dr. Dre. His album was coming. It was coming since 2000. It just came. And he canceled it, actually. He finally came out with an album 15 years later.
And how much does it sell?
I don't want her to be Mariah's age by the time she finally releases another album. Come on, Riri.
Who's going to care about Rihanna?
Mariah's age? Get it together.
What is this
give us a little something.
What is this
try and sing Hero for us again. For old time's sake.
Re-forehead Anna?
Re-forehead Anna, yep.
It's time for me to go eat.
You never heard that one?
No, but I call her the Salvation Army.
Yeah.
Oh, the Salvation Army. Yep, that's a read.
I'm just saying.
All right, so this concludes another episode of the PopGlitz.com Entertainment Podcast. This show is sponsored by VM3 Media, your go-to destination for all your communication and media needs with a decade of experience. I am your host, JaVonni Brustow, the Media Mogul and owner of PopGlitz.com. I would like to thank today's panelist, Chris. Thank you for joining.
I'm so honored.
Chris.
I'm so honored.
Thank you. And I would like to thank Jay. Thank you for joining us today.
It was a pleasure to be here.
Likewise. And tune into PopGlitz.com for the latest in celebrity news. Thank you.